All right, welcome to the show. Not usually live on Sundays recently, but we'll get more into it again. We're going to do a recap. We'll wait a while and of our viewing on Israel. Check how the sound is here. We'll check over on YouTube and check that we are live. And check our sound. See what we sound like. Pretty clear. Could use a little bit of an upgrade there. Toggle the microphone. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Desert Rose. Good to see you. Still waiting to hear how I sound. Sounds all right. Hi, B. Freeman. Good to see you. Oh, that's loud, eh? All right. I think we're doing good. All right. Well, let's switch over here. Where are we? So, yeah, we were going to take a look at your responses for Destination 2245, the state of Israel 5 years from today. How are you guys doing today? Exactly the same, actually. Okay. Exactly the same, a good state of being, I guess. If your state of being is good, if it's not, then exactly the same is not a good thing. A wild dream ended with a strange crash. Cool. Was the crash fun? Oh, I gotta get a smudge stick here. Give me a second. We'll smudge it up while we're waiting. Hi, Pamela Jean. Yeah, I saw a bit of that wild orbs. The government has control of orbs at the moment. They have control of those. They're almost sentient, is the claim. But they carry information, so that's pretty cool. And I wanted to take a look at what you guys said. So that should be interesting. All right. Well, there's a few people in here. Let's get this on the go. My headphones here. All right. Where are we? Okay. Let's get this on the go. going to take a few minutes, roll through. Stay Puff Marshmallow Man. You guys are getting this one really well. Seems like a lot of that is going to be coming true very soon. Israel is going to experience rolling blackouts pretty soon, I think. So, that could be the Strait of Hormuz there, and another couple of straits that they that are looking at where the Houthis are. Oh, did you lose your cat? Oh, so sorry to hear that, Desert Rose. Unfortunate. Poor kitties. That's horrible when that happens. That could be in reference to the flag, could be lasers. I don't know. The ocean's got some interesting views there. Israel owns America. Yeah, kind of in a way. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, your passport, like the new passports, have a chip in them. So yeah, it was nice talking to you too, Bonnie. So the state of Israel in about 5 years doesn't look so good on the land. The water looks good. It's amazing how accurate you guys were on this, getting the landmass right, getting the intentions for the future were bang on, especially like that. You've got recoil of armaments in the Middle East. That could be the Americans withdrawing, or that could actually be the recoil of bigger weapons that they're using. It's not looking good for Israel, and 5 years. Oh, okay, Pamela Jean, sorry to hear that. Yeah, they still do, really. They have all the politicians pretty much on the payroll, especially in the US. I think it's a mixed bag of good and bad. It could be. Looks like the water's okay, right? Um, almost mushroom-headed ET. I don't know what that is. Could be some type of it. I don't know. Mutant? Well, it could be for food. Could be, aid, something like that. You thought the Trump resorts would save them. I don't know. It doesn't look like there's much happening on the land. A lot of the references are just to water, vacationing on the water, the canal. I can see that they can get all that done, but bringing back the land if they get flattened, bringing back Israel as a nation might be an almost impossibility, depending on how badly they get beat. If this war continues for a long time, they're getting pretty hammered right now. Now, is that them being taken back to horse and buggy? Are they going to actually start to have to use horses instead of cars? Because, well, a disaster zone isn't that conducive to cars and vehicles, you know. So I don't know. um, it's got something there. Well, I deciphered that before. Stoic. Um, let's see. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I don't know what that word is. So that's pretty telling. A lot of these responses are, yeah, camels. Could be. You know, if if Iran keeps getting fed missiles through, they're making their own. They're getting arms from China and possibly Russia. They could certainly outlast the U.S. with their production on missiles and weapons being so much slower. Mm. That could be very true there, Desert Rose. That could be a good reason for the horses or the camels, is because you know um, they're looking at striking pretty much all the facilities and terminals and everything in the Middle East, which would shut down. Hi, Lily. Shut down a lot of fuel from making its way to many parts of the world. The U.S. has a pretty decent supply. Hi, Max. I think that you guys would probably be okay ramping up your production. Probably work. There's nowhere to sit here, guys. So if they take out all the oil production in the Middle East, that's a good portion of the world's oil shut down. And yeah, it could take years. Even now, with the damage they've done on some of the facilities, it's going to take years for them to recover. So you can look at oil being at least over $100 a barrel for a long time. I think it's what 120 right now. So going to get bad, or it could get much worse. You know? Yeah, that's a good warning. Maybe if they could make peace, they might be at peace. I don't know. Oh, I see. An Emmett here says it was a tiny speck that doesn't even matter. Okay, speck. Well, that is the size of Israel is the size of most states, or smaller than. Could be, yeah, it could be a push for electric cities, 15-minute cities and electric vehicles. Hey, Emmett, we were just looking at your response. Man, yeah, it is. Exactly. It is exactly that, Emmett. See, and there's a good warning before that. Make peace from Emmett, and you will make peace, and you will be at peace. You want to make war, you're going to be at war. And they're complaining about how much damage is happening to them because they expect it to just walk right over the Iranians. I never thought that was going to happen. You know, what was it Trump said? It'll be boom, 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 and then that's it. Job done, or something like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, you get it, right? He's, America has access to 12 portals, so Iran has the 13th. I can neither confirm nor deny that. So, sounds reasonable. They sure were looking for something other than oil in Iraq, weren't they? Going through all the museums and that. All right, let's continue on. Yeah, make peace and you will be at peace. Now, is that like a chemically feel, or what does a hairdresser's dressing salon feel like? Anybody can tell me that? I remember them smelling chemically. Is that what's going to happen? We're going to have a bunch of chemicals. Yeah, they are doing it on purpose. Yeah. Imagine the amount of famine that's going to happen too. A lot of the fertilizer is made from petroleum products. We won't have as bountiful harvest. You can Google it, Iran's Anunnaki Stargate. You explain it. Oh, okay. Where are they going to go? Where do these stargates go to? Or do they know that? I don't know. Do you guys sit there and judge each other in the hair salon? Is that kind of the feeling of it? All judgy and you know, dressing you up and down. I don't know. Think it's consumer. Texas has a Stargate, eh? Hmm. Yeah, that's not good, Karen. The ocean's getting a view, possibly from observers. Could be military, could be alien. A lot of aliens like to watch us. They don't really interact, which is funny. Our government keeps saying that they're going to interact with us. Aliens are coming. I think me and Bonnie discussed this last night. They've probably always been here, you know, and if they were going to do anything, they probably would have done it already. They're just watching us, see if we fire off those rockets, see if we repeat the patterns of old, maybe. I think we've been here before. Well, no, not you personally, Bonnie, but people in the salons. Do they do that? I'd imagine some people do. Hmm. Sterile. Lots of stuff happening on the water. Nothing happening on the land. Wow. Something. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that happening. It's amazing how accurate you guys are without knowing anything about this destination. It's amazing. It's probably going to start to happen pretty soon because a lot of supplies aren't going to make it into Israel and other places, Iran. It's going to be a mess. Ethiopia might be next. I heard about their script years ago. God. Yeah, they could have somebody go in there. Yeah, there's, I call them entities, spirits, sure, all around us. Yeah, they're fun. Not really. Most of them just leave you alone, but some of them try to mess with you. I guess so, eh? Be Freeman gathering up the rings. Huh. We're going to make an escape or what? They want to conjure the Grand Gorgon. Hmm, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Let's see what they're doing. We know where we are. We know what's happening. We know some things that are going to happen. You know, there's people watching. You know, the land is still. Water's quite active. something wrong with the waterways as well. Or there is at the moment. So yeah, back to the water again. A lot of water. Again, that's like a vacation, right? Parasailing, you get towed behind a boat and you get to fly in the sky. A lot of water activities. I wonder if the land is kind of like you guys are indicating, sterile, lifeless, nothing happening. That guy was a friend of the Rockefellers, had the whole script years ago. So I guess once whatever happens here has happened, nobody's going back. So are they going to unleash nukes? Spider-Bite says I see flag tattered. Doesn't look like a standoff is what they're going to end up with, at least on the current course. That's sad. It leaves a hollow pit in my belly. Hi, Elderberry. Yeah, they play the long game. That's true. Yeah, the waters. Yeah. Yeah, that's just not good for Israel at all. I don't know. Is that supposed to happen? Is that the way of things? Is it prophecy? I don't know. I don't think I'm not one who believes that prophecy happens. I think people make it happen. Hi, Squirrel Sniper. Good to see you. It really is fascinating. Yeah. Are there real lizards? A lot of our government officials seem to be part of the Black Eye Club, but that could be from other things. Apparently, there's a form of penetration that causes that. So it could be they got ramrodded. Or it could be Varroa lizards causing the black eye syndrome amongst our politicians. Oh, that's a cool one. 4 beats a minute. Hmm. 4 beats a second is called Abraham's healing. So 12 seconds, 3 second response. Your hair is pretty long. Trying to communicate with the Brill. Yeah, kind of leave you feeling hollow, you know? It doesn't seem like there's a good solution to this. Your Puget Sound. My phone is glitching. Yeah, again, we do receive some government interference. How much of what we view as government sanctioned and how much is real? It's a good question. One that people don't like to talk about much in the community. I think I'm the only one. I don't watch too many. I don't watch other remote viewers, so I don't really know. They know that they are being messed with by the government. It does happen. Well, we've got invasion in the Great Lakes with invasive species. It's not as polluted as it used to be. A bunch of what crashed? Sorry. Uh, Apparently, Iran shot up 4 radar vehicles, radar planes. That's going to be a big glitch. Yeah, if you have anything on what's happening there and with the water, put it in chat. Show it. Just dropped some crazy posts lately. The eight missing non-matter elements from the periodic table. Walter Russell mistakes was putting corona and ether before hydrogen. Hmm. Yeah, there could be weights in between them, right? Paint. Great Lakes also has underwater UFOs, ones that come out of the water. It's called the Book of Brill: How to Live and Live Long and Prosper. Valiant Thor wrote it. Okay. This is what my truth-seeking forensic audit toolkit radar maps, 130 years old, actually called synthetic aperture signal reconstruction. Hmm. Oh, I thought there was a link there. Oh, yeah, what's this? 1561 celestial phenomenon. Yeah. See, they've always been here. So is it us or is it somebody else? I think it's both, kind of. Professor Robert Calderbank's Genesis error logic is 95% equal to 9. No shit. Hmm. There we go. It's a pretty picture. What are they doing down there? A lot of smoke coming up here. Never really looked at that part of it. See if we can zoom in. Oh, a bunch of them crashed on the ground. Wonder what they did with those. Yeah, a lot of water's going away right now. Yeah, the Nuremberg painting. You see bunches of, yeah, it shows bunches of them crash. The 5% is that my logic is sovereign and it's injected into the Bitcoin ledger, blockchain timestamp. Hmm. I don't trust Bitcoin. I know it's a token. I don't like tokens. Texas is losing water. Allegedly, Rio Grande and Nexus rivers are going dry. Data centers. I know countries to the south without water, so I'm building how to collect dew. Oh yeah, they've got nets you can use to collect dew. That's the Nemesis X event, showing you the mechanical design of our realm. Right? People forget. Yeah, hard to remember everything. Yeah, there's some crash ones right there. So what happened to them? Who took them? Where'd they go? Confiscated, confiscated and hidden, probably. Yeah, deciphered at some time. What else we got going on? Oh, it looks like these two guys are high fiving each other. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, okay, they're holding their hands up. Oh, there, these two guys. Yeah, looks like they're high fiving each other, and they've got a book or something. Hmm. Maybe they brought them down with chants and prayers. I don't know. What do you think? Just the non-volatile requirements for bypassing binary limitations, the superposition required for thinking multiple at the same time. Yeah, that would break the barrier for artificial intelligence to make it non-binary. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah, they did do that. Took away the bells. Zero drift since 22nd of January. They can do that. Yeah, they can clean anything, put out fires. What they can do with harmonic frequency is amazing. No, it looks like they're doing something. They've got their hands up in the air and they're over a book. Gemini 1.5? Cool. We're that much closer to our annihilation. Yeah, it does. It looks like they're proud of themselves. See if we can get it any closer. A little bit. That's it. That's the max. But it looks like they're right there over an altar, with their hands up in the air. I suppose they could be dueling, have something in their hand. Could be incense. This protocol allows for the alignment of disparate data points, specifically childhood observations and anomalies, into a single forensic view. Fencing with downed aliens. These guys are motioning to the air, their hands up in the air. These guys have their hands up in the air, but one guy's facing each other. I don't know. Fencing, doing a prayer. It looks like they're in front of a table, though. A table and a book. I think that's probably, I don't know, I would say an altar. That'd be my guess. That's as close as I can get. Go. Hmm, interesting. Flailing their arms around, saying, could be. Oh, the scream, is it? Is it the same landscape? I don't see the fence line. I could see how it could a little like that. That's what most people would be doing. Yeah. Yeah. What was that scream about? Right. Yeah. Just from the stance on the one on the right. I don't know. Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder because he's not facing the event, not looking up. He is kind of, but he's like, I don't know. Anyway, maybe they're actually clearing the ether. I don't know. Could it could? Hmm. I don't see why not. Liquefaction under intense vibration is definitely a thing. Could be. It could have been geological realignment that sent enough vibrations to make landslide and mudslides and all kinds of things. Could have been weaponry too. I don't know. North of Russia looks like a war zone, all blocked with holes. Could be. Some of it looks all burnt up too. There's spots that look like they've been burnt, spots that look like they've been blown up. I don't think the mud flood was. I don't think it was from bells. Could have been a sonic weapon. I don't know. I suppose a bell could be a sonic weapon if you tuned it properly. Oh, different disaster cycles. Yeah, a lot of them follow the sun. What the sun does. Yeah, it could be a weird alignment of things in different cycles. The real chicks. I don't. They were. I don't think they were from. Um, like the ones that they show us were just German ladies. I think. Yeah, Tesla's 369. Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty nice planet. So 138 years before there was a nine. So these, yeah, volcanic events, those can do it. We've got like HARP and CERN now. We can create gigantic magnetic fields and send energy into the earth. Pretty sure they practiced with their earthquake devices. Where was it in right over by Turkey there? They had that line of single line of events. Yeah, in the past it could have been solar events. The sun has cycles, the earth has cycles, planets. When they align properly, things are good. When they don't, things go bad. Hi, Pat. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, that's interesting, Bonnie. Yeah. Government symbol is 369 at every point. Triangle. Hmm. Yeah, it would have been neat to be a member of the Real Society. It begins on what they really were doing. 12 is the important one in my time. Quantum state persistence, 12 seconds, 4 phases, 3 seconds. 3 ignition, 6 balance, 9 completion, 12 collapse with vortex back. 3. Hmm. I don't know vortex math that well. You do. I've recently jumped timeline agreement, so I don't think positively. Oh, can't you think however you want? All German Bulgarian Jewish scientists pre-1939. Hmm. He's doing something with his hand. Both of them are. Everybody's got a hand up in the air. Maybe they're shaking sticks at it. Yeah, which direction is this guy looking? Oh, he's looking up at the big triangle. See, look, they even had the almost the TR3B, the advanced version. Marconi took some from Operation. Yeah, what are they looking for? Well, there are figures up in the sky all throughout the painting, so he could be trying to point out this thing or something different. No. Yeah, we're looking at UFOs. We haven't seen, we've seen orbs. I haven't seen little cross UFOs. I haven't, we've never seen those. Maybe they're trying to use those as the good guys or something. Could be because it's probably painted by a Christian. Looks like the collider stuff showing us. Yeah, all the particles breaking apart. All those brief particles that live for half a minute, half a second. Yeah, a lot of people think that's happening now. I kind of, I have seen myself a cloud that looked like it had a square shape just punked right in the middle of it. It's the most bizarre thing. And I have seen clouds forming somewhat like they're coming around some large object. So I do think that if these guys are still here, they probably have cloaking technology. It's not that hard for us to do at this point, really. The materials that we have, the metamaterials, that I'm not allowed to look at anymore. But they have them. You could pretty much cloak anything. What we have, films and other things. So you could just put a film over a vehicle. Marconi has 17 of Tesla's patents. Hmm. Another similar painting with crosses. Yeah, the crosses are different, right? Much different from what you would expect. The tubes, those make sense. You know, the balls coming out of the tubes, like drones, like drone technology. They join up. Very bizarre interpretation. I wish they had gotten more detail. Mm. Do we live in a simulation? Be hard to tell if we were, but I don't know. I hope not. What do we, how much of a difference would it really make? You would still be living out your life. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, right? That's the funny part of it. Mm. I go even farther than that, Pat Evans. I think that the Devil's Tower was once a human leg, or the bottom of a human leg, Titan, Titan. There's two theories on that: the tree theory and the Titan theory, and then of course the mainstream ancient volcano theory. Doesn't make much sense. Yes, I mean well, yeah, reality is being augmented right now with frequencies. That's true. Yep. We have never. I've said this before. We have never experienced in our lifetimes what it is to actually feel like a natural human being because of all the incoming transmissions, electricity, frequencies. So unless you can somehow isolate yourself completely, and even ELFs, there's almost no way to get away from ELFs. Yeah, like cloud machines hiding around them. Yeah. Also during the eclipse, they were pointing out the X, three major eclipses. Yeah, Smithsonian is here for a week. Yeah, so even if it's not a simulation, we still don't really know what it feels like to not be subjected to. Hmm. You can align with the etheric pulse. Yep. And, copacetic with the earth. Where were you? You didn't feel its energy. Hmm. There's a place in Israel called Rose City up in the mountains. Can only get in by mules or donkeys. There's a place in the U.S., in the middle of the U.S., I think it's in Arizona, where the rich have bought up land and there are no transmissions up there. Very few, except for long range transmissions coming through. They don't have any wireless transmissions, like cell phone access or anything. Oh, the Devil's Tower, yeah. Yeah, that would, you'd think that would have some crazy energy. Yeah, one of my veteran friends said we would be really mad if they knew what was going through us. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's why I keep talking about it. I want people to get knowledgeable about that. You know, every problem we have seems to correlate to transmission, new transmission medium, new transmissions. That they're wiring the internet through us is, and didn't tell us or ask us. That kind of kind of pisses me off. I haven't looked at Sabrina Wallace's broadcast recently. I should take a look at that. She's the one who informed. She worked in the industry, and she was experimented on by the industry. She likes to talk about it, tell people about it, inform them. There is one way to stop them from putting the transmissions through you for a period of time. You give yourself goosebumps. Giving yourself goosebumps will disconnect you from the system for a period of time. uh, Too long, but if you feel you're under attack, you can protect yourself by giving yourself goosebumps. We have papers on that, how that actually works. What it does is it changes the electric potential of your skin, blocking. I work lines with Sabrina's work on 68 infrastructure. Yeah, which will be complete. Yeah. Hi, Ellie. My granddaughter saw a tall black. Does look like a mushroom cat bottom. I don't think it looked like a future. I was just deep diving into indigo swan before I saw you. Oh yeah, I haven't done a deep dive into any remote viewers. A little bit into indigo swan from the Stargate project, his results and stuff. It's pretty flat everywhere around. Yeah, it'd be a neat place to go. Of course, I'd like to know where they took these downed alien craft or whatever they are. Goose pumps actually create more surface area, so it acts as a incentive to receive the 4B. Well, that's cool. Extra antenna up, yeah. So it stops their, receives the 4B, negates their pulses. Oh, graphics art, that's fun. She hasn't posted in a while. Oh, there we go. 3 days ago. MO class. Can't hear her? Okay, hold on. It's not a long video. Still no sound. How is that? Um, hold on. Let me reshare that. Share audio is on. Okay.
And 16th, we will be in Verona, Missouri. I'm going to put the details in the thumbnail again for y'all. And now that we've announced through June, so May 15th and 16th in Verona, Missouri, and then in Ohio in June.
That's not.
We're good to go. There will be more announcements for South Carolina, North Carolina, and Alabama. Those will all be in July. I want to say thank you to our community.
You still can't hear it,
questions.
That is bizarre.
Pardon me. Find Synergist. And this as of today, I am effectively even more offline.
Wow.
The computer is all torn down now for about a week.
Curious.
I recommend that people head to Buma-san's channel if you're looking for information. If you're in our community, you're already there in the Telegram. The fourth wall, I've had some problems with my iPad. My firewall is working on it. There will be private videos.
I can hear it
still
on
the private video coming with what will be done
video.
Classes only
I can hear
on
it on the video when I go over to YouTube.
And as always, if you want to know what is in the class, just like we did them 3 years ago, it's in our empathy workbook on the Odyssey channel. The class is free.
Empathy, that's a good thing to work on.
If you would like your name on the sign-up sheet ahead of time so we know you're coming, please let the phone tree know, or you can leave a comment under the video. The people in the Telegram know where to go because we got a new folder.
It's not working for you. That's weird.
And it's 5 to 8 on Friday night, noon to 6 on Saturday, and then we'll have the same series of events we always do. So for the next announcements, I don't know if I'll be doing a full-on video or if I'll just put up a YouTube community post, because I finally get to be offline for a while. And that's kind of where I've been for at least a few days now, so most people know that, but I saw one YouTube comment go by and it said, "She's really different." Well, this is what I actually do. And most people don't know that. They think that I'm some sort of content creator or, I don't know. I don't know what they think, but white paper person. No. It's not that I can't. It's just that's not what I came onto the internet for. I wanted to help people with their biofield, and I wanted people to feel emboldened.
Thank you for that.
In order to find mitigation and triage that might work. So that's what I focus on. And now that I've been in my Zen for a couple days, it's much easier. So off to the painting. And for all of you out there, heart fire up, many stem cells and groovy tunes. Yep. Keep an eye on the Buma YouTube for exclusives. And I'll see the rest of you on the fourth wall and the Telegram.
Yourself that vibration, get some stem cells.
536, amen.
Empathy workbook right here. Get rid of that. Empathy, synergy, empathy workbook. Empathy, sharing this? Yeah, okay. Empathy is not located in a single spot, but rather involves a network of brain regions that work together. Key areas include the anterior insula, anterior cingulate cortex, medial prefrontal cortex, temporal parietal junction, and amygdala. These areas are involved in different aspects of empathy, such as understanding others' emotions, experiencing emotional responses, and regulating those responses. Yep. Don't get triggered. Anterior insula. This region is crucial for representing internal bodily state and emotional responses, allowing us to feel what others might be feeling. Anterior collegiate cortex, ACC, is involved in processing emotional and cognitive information related to empathy, including experiencing emotional responses and understanding another person's perspective. The prefrontal cortex, this area is important in understanding others, mental states, and intentions, as well as self regulation of emotions. Temporal junction is involved in shifting attention and perspective taking, allowing us to consider things from another person's point of view. And the amygdala, this region plays a role in processing the emotional information, particularly fear, threat related emotions, which can be involved in empathetic responses. Yeah, I've always, Santos Bonacci claims the amygdala is kind of like the Leviathan, the Bible. It can be as gentle as a cow, or it can be as raging as a monster. It depends. New York, September 1st, an international team led by researchers at Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York has formed for the first time shown that one area of the brain called the anterior insular cortex is the activity center of human empathy, whereas other areas of the brain are not. The study, published in September 2012, issue of the journal Brain. So that's where the ACC is we were talking about. Anterior insular cortex. The ACC. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Working on less vape. Yeah, yeah, me too, Squirrel Sniper. I found the vape harsh, definitely. I'd rather smoke weed than cigarette, but I smoke both at the same time. And nicotine, I like the inhalers, the nicotine inhalers. It was just a liquid. There's no smoke involved. Those are pretty good for nicotine. Missing eight elements? I would just have to find them in nature. Where you can create them, maybe. They say if you put ormus, old ormus, into a high enough electrical field that it will go through the states of almost every element. Maybe if there's a way to stop it at a precise moment to create some extra elements. I know they can create gold now with electricity. It was a claim I saw in an article. I wonder if they just stop at the right moment. Whipple pocket. Okay. I like the word. Can't say it, but I like it. Yeah, I do microdosing of THC for arthritis. Quipothoth awakening. No, that's Minecraft. Over here. Coming up with anything. I got it spelled right. No, it's not coming up with anything under that spelling. We have Quipoth realm. Okay, yeah, there we go. In the Zohar, Quranic Cabal and Hermetic Cabal, the Quipothic, are the representation of evil or impure spiritual forces in Jewish mysticism. They're described as being created by God to function as, in a nutshell, for holiness. The text subsequently relays an esoteric interpretation of the text of Genesis creation narrative in Genesis 1:14, which describes God creating the moon and sun to act as luminaries in the sky. The verse, "Let there be luminaries," uses a defective spelling of the Hebrew plural form of luminous body light source, resulting in written form identical to the Hebrew word for curses. In the context of the Zohar, interpreting the verses as calling the moon and sun curses is given mystical significance, personified by description of the moon descending to the earth realm of Merihah, where it began to belittle self and dim its light, both physically and spiritually. The resulting darkness gave birth to the Quipoth. Reflecting this, they are henceforth generally synonymous with darkness itself. Yeah, you could save money on quitting. Madonna ritual dance routine of the Israel Eurovision Song Contest. Her dancers take the two top pillars and swap them around and play them at the bottom of the stairs. It's where all the archdemons live, controlled by the spiders set. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting thought. Cliffot? Okay, give me a minute. A lot of them are following pretty much what Sabatine Frankism is, all debauchery to bring back to bring God back. Ridiculous. Cliffot. Lots of strange teachings out there. Different spelling of Quilpoth. So it's also spelled like you did it. You had it before. Refers to impure spiritual forces, demonic powers, or shells that oppose the divine holy energies known as the Sephiroth. The word literally means peels, shells, or husks. More like husks. The other side, Citra acra. They're often referred to as the Citra acra, representing the forces of evil or unholiness. Stand in contrast, divine. Shells of impurity. They're considered empty shells because they're, they are souls or energies that have been separate from their inner divinity. Tree of death, while the Sephiroth represent the tree of life, the Qliphoth are often depicted as the tree of death or the tree of night, functioning as a mirror image, parasitic force surrounding the Sephiroth. Function in Kabbalic cosmology, they act as the shells surrounding the fruit of holiness. So they could be holy. They're empty shells, representing chaotic forces that arise when there is an imbalance in divine attributes. Yeah, I think people can diminish their light, their divinity, to a point where they're pretty much like that, empty shells. So they're generally divided into 7, 10 realms. Directly oppose the Sephiroth. Yeah, they love tearing down. So they booby trap the tree of life, and all the white light workers are using it unknowingly, but being drained of all their good. Hmm. I don't like following systems or methods. Not totally against systems and methods. Through deception, yeah. See, if you follow a system or a method, you can always be deceived. Nasha, yeah, that's hilarious. Nasha for deception. Never a straight answer. Yeah, that could be valid. Some people resonate very well, you know. And there's people like me that take on all the. I don't take the electricity, the electronics very well. Putting me to work there, squirrel. 7 bars of Colin Bloy. Hold on a second. Playing that song right now. Is it a song? Colin Bloider. Got a couple of responses. No, that one's not it. Let's see if I've got the spelling right. I can't find your comment. Yeah, I got it right. Face. No, I'm not finding it. University of Cambridge. Hold on. I also noted that since the 24th of March 1978, the lay system has moved on to an 8 system instead of 7. That is to say, a 49 bar line is now a 64 bar line. Last time we described the basis of the system, telluric or ley lines, as we observed it to be, stating that groups in England, France, Germany recorded using statistical methods. There are long distance alignments across countries and continents, magnetic lines, megalithic lines, medieval churches, groves, wells, springs. For various reasons, our group has been dowsing, investigating in order to determine whether it was true. As some maintain there were energies in these alignments, and we discovered that there were indeed such energies traveling through in straight lines between such sites. We observed that there were single lines about 12 centimeters wide, triple lines, 6 bars, 7, 14, 21, 28, 22, and 49. Although the progression of the 7 seemed important, there was no 35 bar line. We also noted that since the 24th of March 1978, the ley system has been moved onto an 8 system instead of 7. Magnetics changed. That is to say, 49 bar line is now 64. East to west. So the system goes east for Europe, Africa, Middle East, east to west, emerging from Mount Pamir, perhaps the Mount Meru of the Buddhists, now renamed Mount Communism by the Russians. 49 bars, now 64s are rather long rivers, and the lesser ones, they're tributaries. At any rate, where we have been able to investigate the sites named by the Archdruid, in each of those sites have been able to establish that one of these lines passed through. And this includes Tehran, Jerusalem, pyramids, Rome, Siena, Pisa, Monte Carlo, Marseilles, Navarone, La Junquera, I'll say that one, Barcelona, to name a few sites that we have investigated. We also observed that although on one level it appears the system has a direction, that is, it is so, the current, if you like, has a pulse of 4 per minute. Okay, that's where you're getting it. As functions of more like AC than DC. It's got a pulse. Another important phenomena was the existence at functional points of the system of geometrical forms. Here we illustrate a typical selection of these forms. You'll be seeing factor of 7 operates, although 8 has now superseded it. We were able to record some 3,000 of these geometrical fields. These are the basic forms which, like I've walked through one of those before. We were able to record 3,000 of these geometrical field effects, and these are the basic forms on which the series is built. Interesting. There you are. Is ether. Okay. That's really cool, Sniper. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, where's is there Mount Meru in North America? Europe in that area. Maybe we don't get any. I don't know. Is that the only point on the Earth? Okay, you doused one locally. Cool. The Ethiopian Bible. Yeah, I'm on the 42nd. No, I don't hear the audio. Could be off. Is that in your backyard too? That'd be awesome. Where's that? In the middle of an old church or something? Yeah, thanks, Alan. That's really cool. Is that in the middle of an old church or something there, little sniper? Use priority 11. Yeah. I've got enough material here to make browsing rounds myself. Be fun to try. Everybody would think it's strange in this city because everybody does strange things. Right. Let's paste that up for you. Ley lines. Suppose there could be water too. Hi, Craig. Ley lines, I guess they follow water as well, don't they? There is water at the bottom of the ocean. That's true. I don't know why I like being on this side better. It's about a 3-foot circular vortex. Yeah, that'd be cool to find one around here. So yeah, I go sub up to Squirrel Sniper, watch his videos. All right. Well, that's all we've got for today. It's dinner time for Max. So I'm going to take off. Much love to you all. Thank you for coming by. Do some dowsing. Give yourself the goosebumps. All right. Love to you all. Keep your third eye open. Bye-bye.